now the Revenant, or the White Witch, as Aussie would say, the Revenant. Now, the Revenant is one of the most unique classes in the game, I'll say. It plays differently than almost any other class because you're kind of managing more than just your like health and mana and stamina, basic resource stuff. You're managing extra resources with her because you're managing your puppets or your spirits or family or whatever you want. Personally, I think Revenant is in B tier. I think she's the second lowest character. Like, Revenant can be amazing during a run. Like, while you're running around and you're grabbing things and you're fighting bosses, having that extra puppet, that extra spirit, especially like the big skeleton or the big, like, hammer spirit, can be great. You can absolutely bully bosses really hard with some of her extra puppets. Not only that, but they'll, like, draw aggro, they'll draw attention. So, having her just while you're running around taking out camps and stuff can be really, really great. She also, her ult is really useful for just picking people up. Much like the bird, her ult's really good if people are at like 3 pips or whatever on the ground. You need like a desperate res to keep the round going. She also has access to high faith, so she can use a bunch of amazing incantations. Problem is I find incantations are among the hardest thing to find good ones in any run. You can find good sorceries fairly easily, and then any other class you'll find like a decent weapon to run with. But incantations is hard. Incantations are not easy. They when you find random drop incantations, most of the time they're not very good. When you get boss reward incantations, they're either absolutely amazing or pretty useless. So finding a good incantation run is tough. So more often than not, people just end up meleeing with her. And although her melee is okay, it's not nearly as good as any other class's melee, aside from Recluse, which is probably the worst melee. So she finds, like, most of the time she kind of is in this weird place in between being, like, really good and kind of ineffectual with her, like, basic attacking. So you rely on, like, your spirits and your ghosts and stuff to kind of, like do that extra for you to kind of carry you a little bit. The downside is, and this is the main reason why I think she's the second worst character in B tier, is against nightlords. Nightlords do a lot of damage and they're very mobile. So when you're summoning your spirit to like help you out, they'll either get blasted by a big AoE and almost immediately killed, or your spirit will just be racing after them trying to hit them and, not finding a lot of luck with that.